Protests are sweeping the Muslim world after Saudi Arabia executed a prominent Shiite cleric. Sheikh Nimr al-Nimr was also a powerful voice for change against the Saudi royal family. CCTV's Jessica Stone is following the developments. She joins me. We're seeing diplomatic implications of this execution already, Jessica.
Absolutely, Susan. And since Saturday's execution, outrage has spread from the Middle East to Southeast Asia to Shiite Muslim communities in Europe and the United States. And Saudi Arabia is severing diplomatic relations with Iran and recalling all its diplomats from Iran. From Baghdad to Beirut, protests erupted across the Muslim world after Saudi Arabia executed Shiite Sheikh Nimr al-Nimr. He had been convicted on terrorism charges, but was also a vocal critic of the Sunni-led Saudi government. In Shia-majority Iran, the sheikh's death made headlines, sparking an attack on the Saudi embassy in Tehran. Protesters also renamed the street outside it for the sheikh, and the nation's supreme religious leader condemned the killing.
Those who make policies, execute them, and are decision makers of the Saudi government should not have any doubt that this blood will trouble them. It will harass them.
In response, Saudi Arabia's foreign minister says the kingdom is cutting relations with Iran and gave its diplomats 48 hours to leave the country. The execution was one of 47, including dozens of Sunnis accused of terrorism. Only 4 were Shia.
The security forces in the kingdom will never hesitate from following and pursuing all who commit such terrorist acts or even join these groups or support them in any way.
But the execution of Sheikh al-Nimr threatens to further divide the region at a time when it desperately needs unity to fight ISIL in Syria and Iraq. And it comes on the same day that Saudi Arabia ended a truce with the Shiite rebels who took over Yemen's internationally recognized government.
There
will be a state of boiling anger which will block Arabs. People will move, go out, denounce, protest against this outrageous crime. And this is only the beginning. There will be other forms of escalation.
Diplomats from Europe and the United States have both urged Iran and Saudi Arabia to take steps to calm the tensions between the two countries. But so far, Susan, we are seeing just the opposite.
The sheikh's family knew this was going to happen. He had been, condemned to death. But what has been their reaction?
Well, at this point, they've begun 3 days of mourning in eastern Saudi Arabia. That is where the Shia minority primarily lives. And the sheikh's brother, Mohammed al-Nimr, tells the Associated Press that the Saudis have already buried his brother at an undisclosed cemetery.